you all. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Great to be here. Wow, what a crowd. This is awesome. I've even got some of my family here, so it's going to get especially rowdy here. So I wanted to introduce myself to those of you watching on TV and also those of you in the audience who don't know who I am. I am JD Vance. I'm a business guy, but I am now the Republican Senate nominee in the state of Ohio. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take that Senate. I grew up in southwestern Ohio. I was raised by my Mamaw and Papaw, who came from southeastern Kentucky coal country. And if you know anything about our background or anything about my life, you know that my Mamaw was not always a conventional woman. She was different in ways big and small. So she died actually in 2005, right before I left to go to Iraq. I was an enlisted Marine for 4 years. And I remember when Mamaw, thank you. And I remember when Mamaw died, we discovered 19 loaded handguns all around her house. And we were sort of wondering, we always knew she was a gun person. She was pro Second Amendment before it was cool. We were wondering, why are they in the wardrobe? Why are they in the silverware drawer? And we realized that Mamaw, who couldn't get around that well towards the end of her life, she wanted to make sure that no matter where she was at any moment, she was within arm's reach of a gun and she could bust a cap if she needed to. So we believed in the Second Amendment in my family before it was cool. But she was not just a lover of the Second Amendment. She was an incredible woman. She was a disciplinarian. She was tough. She could be firm. She could be firm with the people she loved and also the people she didn't know. I remember when I came home from school one day and I said, Mamaw, this is right after we invaded Iraq in April of 2003. I said, Mamaw, I would like to enlist in the U.S. Marine Corps. And she said, no, you're not. I said, well, why? And she said, well, because I'm not letting anybody go to the Marine Corps given what's going on. She loved the Marines. She loved the individual Marines, but she was scared, like a lot of young parents and grandparents are for their kids. And so when I brought the recruiter over to our house to try to persuade her that she should let me enlist in the United States Marine Corps, she told the recruiter, if you step 1 foot on my porch, I'll blow it off. And so they had a conversation about the U.S. Marine Corps while she stood up on her porch and he stood in the yard. And that was how he eventually persuaded my Mamaw that I could join the Marine Corps. And the reason I'm running for Senate, the reason that I love this country is because the country was so good to me. The people who are here, supporting me, the people who are always there for me, everybody from, public school teachers who took an interest in me, to the Marine Corps drill instructors who provided needed discipline. This country, ladies and gentlemen, is a great place, and it was an especially great place to a kid like me. And for that reason, I believe it's time to step up, it's time to fight for it, and ladies and gentlemen, it is time to save this country and do it in the right way. Now you think about, where else but America could a kid who grew up in a poor family in southwestern Ohio be running for the U.S. Senate at the age of 38? Where else could a kid who grew up, in a non-traditional family where things weren't always easy, have the opportunity and the ability to start a business and to be a husband, a good father, to raise 3 children in a city that we love? This country, ladies and gentlemen, don't ever let them tell you that it's not worth fighting for. Don't ever let them tell you that it's not worth saving. Because a country that can provide those dreams and those rights and those opportunities to a kid like me is a country that we need to save. And ladies and gentlemen, at this conference, we are dedicated to doing just that. Now, I was endorsed in my race by President Trump, and I expect that hopefully he'll come back to the state of Ohio and campaign with us a little bit. But there was something that President Trump said, something that never got as much attention as I thought it should, because you hear a lot about this word dreamers, about people who are in this country, some of them in this country illegally, and about the dreams that they have. And he said that, what we never talk enough about is that American citizens have dreams too. And I think about that at this moment when so many of our citizens, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the policies of the Democrats and the Biden administration, thanks to the woke corporations who silence Americans and ship American jobs overseas, there are a lot of American citizens that are having their dreams challenged. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time that we here in this room fought for them, and that's exactly what we are going to do. Now, Now, when you grow up in a family that doesn't have a lot of money, there are little things that you notice, little things that you might not notice. And so I want to just tell you something very briefly. I was talking to somebody who was involved in the grocery business. And he told me that one of the things that they're seeing right now is that people aren't buying hamburger and hot dog buns as much. They're buying a lot of white bread. And I remember in my Mamaw's house, when money got especially tight, that was one of the first things that you cut out, is you replaced hamburger and hot dog buns with white bread. So why is it that American families all across this country are buying white bread? It's because the Joe Biden economy has made it hard for families to have hot dogs with hot dog buns, and that is an unacceptable thing. Ladies and gentlemen, our people, our American citizens, have dreams too, and one of those dreams is that they should be able to have a family cookout with hamburger buns, and they should be able to fill up their gas tank with a reasonable price gasoline. Those are the dreams of our people, and those are the dreams that we need to defend. But they've got other dreams too. Our people dream of being able to send their children to school where they're taught that American history is something to be proud of and not something to be ashamed of. Our people, they dream of being able to send their kids to trade schools, to jobs, to universities, to apply for those things without explicit racial discrimination, which is something that I guarantee you we all know is happening in this country right at this very minute. They dream of being able to go into the drugstore and buy pharmaceutical ingredients, antibiotics that were not manufactured by America's biggest enemy, the Communist Chinese Party. They dream of being able to send their kids to the Marine Corps and to the other military branches where they're not kicked out for refusing to take a vaccine for a disease that is not a danger to those young kids. They dream of a country where the Attorney General puts the people in jail who burn down American cities, not the people who are protesting peacefully at their kids' school. And those people, ladies and gentlemen, are our people, whether they are conservatives, whether they vote Republican every time, the people who just want a good life in the country that their grandparents and great-grandparents built, the people who want their children to have a better life than they did, they are winnable. They are winnable in 22 more than any other time. I'm JD Vance. You can go to my website. I'm at jdvance.com, and I want you to support me. I want you to make phone calls for me. I want you to go out there, if you're in Ohio, and knock on doors for me, because the dreams of our citizens are never going to become a reality when you have a president like the one that we have right now and a weak, fake congressman named Tim Ryan in Ohio who is actually fighting against the very working people that he swore an oath to protect and defend. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a chance in 2022 to take this country back, to fight for this country's values, and we are not going to do it unless we get engaged, unless we get energized, unless we recognize that in November of 22, we are going to send a message to the fake media, to the propagandists, to the Joe Biden administration. We are going to send a message that the American people, we have dreams too, and it's time to fight for them. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.